Dialogue with Biafra agitators or risk the Southeast captured by opposition forces. Ohaneze warns Tinubu. As President Bola Ahmed Tinubu commemorated his second year in office, the Apes Igbo socio-cultural organization, Ohaneze Igbo, issues a forthright appeal to the federal government to embark upon a critical dialogue with the non-violent pro-Biafran leader. This movement represents perhaps the singular opportunity in 55 years of definitely resolves the protracted Biafran conflict, a goal that has eluded a generation. Regrettable, the federal government continue reluctancy to engage with these Biafran leaders, constituting one of its grievous failure. A miscalculation that could culminate in significant repercussions for the region and the nation at large. Had the government acted with foresight, recognizing and addressing the legitimate grievances of the Southeast, it is likely that President Tinubu would have been celebrated as a national figure of a great esteem, rather than facing skepticism and disappointment. Indeed, the failure to initiate a dialogue underscores a missed opportunity to heal the wound that festers since the cessations of violence in the Nigerian Biafran War over half a century ago. For clarity, it must be noted that the non-violence pro-Biafran activists are neither banned nor proscribed. Their unwavering commitment to peaceful agitation has remained marred by accusations of violence or conflict against a governmental authority. Over 23 years, they have emerged as the moral voice opposing the systemic injustice and the inhuman condition that have afflicted the Southeast population. It is a true comprehensive dialogue with these leaders that the federal government can dismantle the cycle of violence and insecurity that has beset the region. Ohaneze Igbo stands resolute in his assurance that despite the evidence silence from Southeast politicians who appears reticent to voice the truth regarding the resolutions of the Biafran conflict, this non-violence leadership is fully prepared to cooperate with the federal government. History demonstrates that dialogue, not suppression, is the pathway to reconciliation. It is a pathway that has evaded prior civilian and military administration for far too long. As we approach the 2027 electoral cycle, it becomes imperative to recognize the visible disturbance ahead. The upcoming election will serve as a referendum on the pervasive issues of hunger and poverty that plagued our nation. President Tinubu must not place the undue trust in ephemeral political endorsements or deflections from state governors. Social strategies are often reflected of self-preservatives rather than genuine loyalty. History has shown us that these preciously employed tactics are ridiculed with period, as exemplified by the fate that befell the former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 election. The uncomfortable truth must be conveyed with clarity to the presidency. The Southeast is at risk of being politically marginalized, held captive by opposition coalitions. In terms on undermining President Tinubu's administration, the influence of Southeast governors has warned, rendering their endorsements effectively meaningless. The predominant voice in the region now rests with the non-violent pro-Biafra agitators, who possesses the capacity to galvanize and mobilize the populace across the 774 local government areas. Therefore, it is imperative for President Tinubu to recognize that his political survival hinges upon the willingness to engage sincerely with the Igbo people. The non-violent pro-Biafra leaders have graciously offered a handshake of reconciliation, a historic opportunity for dialogue that must not be squandered. In seizing this moment, the government could chart a new course, fostering peace and unity, and ensuring that the lessons of history are not repeated. In conclusion, let us collectively advance towards a future founded on a dialogue, understanding, and reconciliation. The time for action is now.